let's talk about Past Lives. We got the chance to see this weekend, and let me tell you, this is one of those movies that I think will stand the test of time. You know when you see something and you know it's timeless, whether you hear a song, play a game, or just watch a movie, it is something you know over the years and years to come. It will be a movie that gets looked back upon. I think Past Lives is one of those, and we haven't had many of those in 2023, to be honest, but Past Lives is that Celine Song's directorial debut from A24, and this one is really gonna hit, I feel. This movie deals with two childhood sweethearts who, through the tribulations of life and everything, end up separating. They're both from Korea, and one of them actually goes to Canada, and then we see that 12 years later on they reconnect, and it looks like things are starting to find a spark, and ultimately we see this back and forth of trying to figure out your place in life and what's going on around you as well, and the decisions you make in your life sort of impacting what happens next, and maybe the people around you and the ones you leave behind and the new ones you meet. That's pretty much how I'll say it. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything about the movie because I think it is definitely a watch that's worth going into not knowing much about it. And quick little story about this: I was trying to catch it at Sundance this past January, and when you go to festivals and everything, I feel like I always tell this story, but things don't always go as planned. You make this list of things you're going to watch and do, and then due to weather, due to things out of your control, transportation, all of that, you probably miss it, and that's what happens with Past Lives. And we really want to thank A24 for letting us get to see this, especially after not being able to catch it at Sundance, so very much appreciate it. It is one of my favorite movies of the year, but let's get on to my thoughts and opinions on it. So for a directorial debut, I think Celine Song does an amazing job here at really crafting this story that at the same time feels very delicate but also has such a strong emotional impact. I feel by the end of it you're going to be feeling it, and you're going to be thinking about your own decisions in life as well, and the what ifs and could have beens in your own life. And I think that's definitely a very impactful way that this movie is done. I think the storytelling here was strong. There was some amazing dialogue that was weaving in there that was amazingly brought to life by Greta Lee, Teo Yoo, and John Magaro. I think that they did an amazing job here at really portraying these characters that don't feel like stock characters. Sometimes you have these movies where it feels like it's written, like sometimes these characters come off as they are written by whoever. These characters don't come off like that. They come off as their own genuine person. They have these personalities to them, and they feel like they have a whole life in them. These characters that you see a lot in movies and all of that can sometimes feel like they are just an extension of the writer sorts. No, these characters feel like they are real people, and I really did enjoy seeing that on the big screen, especially when it came to these more tender moments where there wasn't dialogue involved or anything like that. It was just sort of quiet, but sort of seeing these facial expressions change throughout the circumstances that were happening. I think they did such a great job in those scenes in particular because it is a very quiet film at times, but at the same time the actions are speaking louder than the words, and it really does grapple you and take you in with it, and I really did enjoy that about it. The score here is also great because there's these moments, like I said, where there is little to no dialogue, but at the same time the weight of the acting from the actors as they are portraying these emotions, accompanied by the beautiful cinematography, the backgrounds and all of that, and the direction, that score just elevates it a lot more. And I've been listening to a couple of those songs from that score because I just think it's crafted so well, and it kind of gives me the vibes from the Her soundtrack, where I think that the Her soundtrack also is such a great accompaniment to a film because it really does elevate those scenes a little bit more, and by the end of it you're just like thinking about those notes, and it just gets you emotional for real. So I think that this movie is well done. I think Greta Lee as well is the standout here for sure, sort of having this trials and tribulations in her way of looking at her past and also dealing with her present and looking towards her future. I think what she was able to do with that was just amazing, especially when you get to that very explosive ending that just feels like that was just so well done, honestly. The timing and everything it took to get that scene. And overall, I think it's just a great movie with a great conversation, not just about what ifs and what could have been in one's personal relationship with another person, but one's own relationship with themselves. Because a lot of what you see here is a lot of Nora dealing with the fact that she left Korea at an age where it was like usually when you're like in that age, you're usually like starting to become your own person of sorts, whereas I feel beforehand you are the person that is an extension of your family and people around you. But that's age when you start to realize who is the person you want to be. And even though there is this sense of still being close to your roots and your parents, traditions, customs, all of that, when you are a child of immigrants and all of that, and you go to a new country to live in, you still have those customs and beliefs from your parents and your culture, but at the same time there you have all of this new culture and customs that you grow up with. So you're kind of finding a balance between both of them. And I think that you see that as well in Past Lives with Nora, as she tries to sort of go back and forth between Korea, America, Canada, whatever you want to make of it, East, West, all of that. And you see that she is sort of coming to terms with maybe that life that Nora back then was a different one than I am today, and all of these things made me who I am today as well. And I would talk about this, and I will talk more about this in another video I'm making for Past Lives and its ending, so stay tuned for that if you want more of that. But I really did enjoy how the script was able to sort of present these two things at the same time. This sort of like childhood sweetheart that maybe was your soulmate at a point, or maybe now it is not due to the circumstances of life, fate, and destiny and all of that, and just showcase this very heartbreaking but at the same time comfort of a movie. It shows this friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, stand the test of time and destiny and fate, and just see how these two are very much so at the same time happy to have one another in their life and have known each other, but at the same time have this sort of like hurt of what could have been. So I think it is a very well and exceptionally done film. It's definitely worth the watch if you want something to watch that's definitely going to be profound and just get you in the feels and thinking. Sometimes you want that, you know? So I really did enjoy it, and we will be giving this movie 4.5 stars out of 5. Very much so a must watch right now. So if you get the chance to see it, whether it's playing in theaters or whenever it comes on demand, definitely do so. But let us know your thoughts and your opinions on Past Lives. What did you think about the movie? And comment below what else you want to see from us on the channel. We will be talking more about Past Lives in our video coming later as well, where we talk about the ending and all of that. So stay tuned. But as always, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you subscribe. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers, less than 2,000 to go to get to that point. And as always, we'll see you all next time. Stay safe, stay positive.